You're live.
Okay, all right, guys. We'll get this meeting started this evening. It's August 13th, 2024. Time is 7 o'clock. We'll start off with a prayer.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful to gather here tonight for the privilege to serve our city. We pray that as we discuss this agenda, you will guide us to make decisions that will help our city to continue to prosper. And Father, we ask that you watch over our city employees. We are truly grateful for their service and dedication. Bless our citizens, our city, our nation, and our world, and fill us with your unending mercy, grace, and peace. We ask all of these things in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do you have any announcements?
I have one.
Okay.
On Saturday, September 21st, the Greenville Rotary has the Cotton Patch Challenge Bicycle Rally. That's September 21st. I believe that's the right date. They always ask the city of West Tawakoni because the chamber does allow them to use the building for a rest stop along the way. And some of these routes that they're riding on are very long. One of them is like 75 miles. So by the time they get here, they're hot, tired, and hungry. So they ask for snacks, protein bars, cookies, anything like that you'd like to donate if you want to for this. You can bring them to City Hall, or you can take them to the chamber office, which is just right up here on 276. And they usually start coming through here around 9 a.m. So just kind of be aware that day if you're traveling up to 76 or across the bridge that they're going to be out there. So, okay. And usually they have anywhere from 500 to 800 participants. So this is a huge bicycle rally. So.
I have an announcement. I'd like to, at each council meeting, start announcing when cutoffs are that month so that there's no confusion. Cutoffs this month are on the 27th, which is a Tuesday. So just want to start making everyone aware so there's no confusion.
Any other announcements, upcoming events, or just announcements that anyone may have?
Still have the application deadline for the place on the ballot on the 19th of August, 5 p.m.
And when's the next EDC? Maybe in the park?
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be on the 24th.
The 24th?
Correct.
Movies in the park.
Michael
Should be
missed us on
every
that
other
one.
week.
You gave that to us the last week.
Well, they weren't here, so I want to make sure
Well, you're giving them a chance. to do it themselves.
Thank you, Alice.
Well played, sir. Okay. I kind of need a little bit of a funny moment there. So I was asked to share something this evening. And this has become a family to me, guys. Okay? So if I get a little emotional, I'm sorry. But I got a long text message on my way here from Miss Kim. And her review from the doctor today was not real good. Okay? So I'll hold myself together best I can. But this hits real hard for me. I just went through this with my mother a year ago. And I'm going to ask, I'm not going to go into details for her sake, but she will be getting a treatment plan. It is a stage 4. I'm going to ask that you guys keep her in your thoughts, your prayers, and if you know Miss Kim or you ever contact her or you talk to her, lift her up every once in a while, okay? But this has became part of my family. The city has become part of my family. And it's tough. It's tough. So, like I said, it's a long text message. It's a phone and a half long. So there's no way I could read it or we wouldn't be able to, well, somebody else would conduct this meeting because I apologize. It does hit me a little hard. Because I went through this not too long ago. So just keep her in your thoughts, keep her in your prayers. And again, hey, don't forget if you've got her number and you talk to her, you're on that term with Miss Kim, just pop her a hey or pop her a smiley, whatever. Just kind of lift her up. So she did ask me to share that with you guys. And we'll do our best to keep things moving right along the way we should. So, any other announcements?
Kevin, I'd just like to invite everyone to our Keith West Walking Beautiful meeting on Thursday here at 6:30.
Thursday here at 6:30.
And everyone should go. It's worth it.
We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Any other announcements?
Oh, I'm sorry, I do have one more announcement. Starting Thursday and Friday of this week, we will be in Arrowhead doing roads, so please be advised. There will be many times where traffic's going to be stopped. So please be patient with us. Once we finish there, we're gonna move on to Tawakoni Grove. And then from Tawakoni Grove, we're gonna go to Indian Oaks. So all of this will be happening the following day. We will also be doing Rabbit Cove from end to end, and we will be doing Maze Lane from end to end. So when that happens, we will put out an iris and let you know, because you're gonna have to cut through the dollar store parking lot, because that first 100 feet is gonna probably be the hardest part we've ever had to do. So, again, please be patient with us. It's gonna be 100 degrees outside, the guys are hot, tensions are gonna be high, so if you would, please bear with us.
Mike, if you need any help with traffic control on that, let me know. We'll send you a truck.
Absolutely.
So long as we don't get shut down by the plant.
Yeah.
Put your
Right,
disclaimer in there, please.
I should put that
Because
in
I
there.
want to say that because we've been trying to do this for,
6 weeks now.
I was going to say 4 to 5, I knew for sure.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, where we get our material from,
TxDOT is
we
sucking
just
up all the
been
material.
getting told, well, we don't have any for you.
Right,
And a lot of it is due to the project that's going on 34. The same company that we get our materials from, they actually are contracted to do that work on 34.
yes,
So that's kind
69 as well.
of put a really big damper on us being able to get the materials. Now, granted, yes, there are materials other places, but the trucking would cost, that much more.
The next closest place would be Paris, Texas, and that's quite a drive.
Well, it would just add to the cost, and it doesn't
Right.
make dollars and cents for us to pay that much when let's quite frankly, wait a little bit longer and pay the little bit lower cost. Not a lot lower cost, but it is somewhat. So,
Yes,
every 4 loads, we gain a load if we spent some more money.
thank you for bringing that up.
Hey, Kevin, I have something. This is more of a thank you than probably anything, but I want to thank Mike for taking me and Jack through the city water plant last Saturday. That was a real eye opener because we don't really all realize, unless, Kevin, I know you're involved and Leon and Chris have been involved, but a lot of us council members do not understand how much work you guys do and how much we owe you, and thank you for all those hard hours that y'all work for us. That truly opened my eyes as to how our plant works and how detailed and how just overwhelming that can be for y'all at times. So I just have nothing but praises for what y'all are doing.
Thank you,
So
Rob.
thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I agree.
Thank you, Jack.
Any other announcements? Okay, so we're gonna move into citizens input related to agenda items, and this is gonna be related to agenda item 8A on our agenda. Yvonne Gossett, is that correct? And Timothy Gossett.
Yes.
For Bibles and Burgers event, October 5th in the city park.
Yes. So we have a ministry called Bibles and Burgers. Some people might be somewhat familiar. We have been trying to establish this ministry here in the Tawakoni Cleveland area. We've been established in Greenville for 3 years, just giving away food, Bibles, clothes, whatever, gets donated to our nonprofit. And so we hold events monthly doing this, giving a message from the Word, and just trying to bring people out of the darkness into God's light. And my husband and son had the epiphany to do a baptism event where we hold an event. He can tell you a little bit about.
We want to hold an event at the park. And so what we want to do is just baptize people in the lake.
As they
So we're going to give away food like we do every month. We do it, I know y'all see this at the Wagon Wheel. We cook hamburgers and we give them away for free. We give free Bibles. We give a message. We're just trying to encourage people that they don't have to live the way they're living. We need that encouragement here. I grew up here. I was part of the problem here a long time ago, and changed my life through Christ. And that's what we're trying to encourage them to do. And so what we want to do is we want to hold an event at the lake. So where we're baptizing people on the lake, it's going to be from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. We're going to serve 2 meals that are free. We're going to give away, when we first get there in the morning, it'll be like burritos or something, and then there'll be different speakers. They're all on standby that we have lined up to speak throughout the day, giving a message about coming to Christ and then what baptism represents. And as people come that want to be baptized, we're not forcing anybody in the water. We're just, if they want to be baptized, we take them in there, we baptize them, we walk them back out. And then somewhere around 4 o'clock, we'll serve brisket sandwiches, baked beans, hamburgers. And we have, yeah, and it's just, we just want to try to help the community.
That sounds awesome.
There's a lot of struggle here. There's a lot of drug issues here. We are not trying to encourage them to stay in that situation. We're trying to encourage them to get out of it, and we're trying to show them, as we used to be addicts, we both of us, and we just want to show them that, hey, it can be done. You don't have to be stuck in this situation.
Well, very good. We've got y'all on the agenda too. Hopefully y'all can stick around for just a little bit. I don't think it'll take us long to get to that point.
We're not running
It is a discussion and we'll take action. So if there's a few other questions that may arise, we would love for y'all to stick around so we could interact with some questions.
Great, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your.
All right. Any other, well, that's the only paper I had. I don't think there was any other citizens input related to the agenda items unless I didn't get anything.
I have a question about it. Why are you proving minutes from 22 and year 22 and 23 and 24? I thought y'all approved minutes the very next time we had a meeting.
Unfortunately, in this portion of the agenda or this portion of the meeting, we can't answer questions. But I would absolutely speak with you anytime, or they would to answer that question. But I mean, for us to do this correctly, we couldn't answer. Anyone else that we missed? Maybe want to sign up or anything? Okay, well, we're going to move on to number 6, which is the consent agenda items, A through M. I'm guessing you guys had a chance to go through these. There are a bunch of minutes, as just mentioned. Some of those minutes were found that were not done, unfortunately. So we're trying to clean those things up and do right and keep things up to snuff, I guess is what I would call it. It may not be the political way to say it, but that's how I say it. So, so we're finding things that were like found under a rug or found under a rock, and we're trying to bring them out and put them where they're supposed to be. So that's why you guys seen all these agendas, or all these minutes, that some of them are dated, but then some of them are pretty current, and that's where we plan to stay. Is my expectation is if we have a meeting, say today, we're working on those minutes tomorrow, and those minutes will be posted by the end of this week. That's my expectation. And these ladies are well aware of that, and they feel like that's something that can be done for sure. So we're gonna work on striving to do that. So that I wanted to explain those minutes items, and I appreciate the question during the citizens input. But that was the reason for that. Did anybody have any questions or concerns about any of the other consent agenda items?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda items.
Second it.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Robin to approve item 6, A through N, consent agenda items. We got to vote on those.
Leon
Meyer.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
Passes across the board. So that'll take us to number 7, old business. This is discussion and or take action to approve the second reading of EDC giving the MVets $8,000 for new air conditioning unit. Pam Reed is here with some MVets representatives, I think, so we could discuss. I know there were some questions about this. I'll open the floor up to the council to ask questions, or if.
I'm here as well as he's from Amex. Any questions that you have?
And can we say these are in business incentives because that's the category they're coming out?
We're not giving.
We're not.
anything.
It's a business incentive for them to be able to stay in business. Okay.
Who's here as their representative, since I can't see?
I'm here behind the TV.
He's behind your laptop.
What's your name?
My name's Gerald Gilbert. I'm the financial officer for Ambulance Post 36. And I have some documentation here about, I understand there was a question about why we needed money because we just poured a big foundation in front of the drive. All that work was done by donating from a son's member that donated all the time, all the labor, and all the material. It's all right here.
Very good.
If y'all need this,
Let me pass it around. Here, I can pass it around so everybody can look at it.
I also have the original application that you turned in if you want to see that as well.
It might be a good idea for you to make a copy and put it in your minutes. So,
Go ahead and
in your
make it.
file. That way it was spoken about. And I think, does anybody want to bring up some of the questions? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so I know there was questions and concerns to the building itself and pouring additional money into it, and the state of the building and the thoughts of moving and all that.
yes, sir.
So we understand that the building is pretty much, y'all are looking to move.
We're probably trying to, we haven't found any place yet to even come close to what we need in a building. The building that we have right now, we're making remodeling to improve the building. With the addition of this air conditioner that we are requesting, one of our back walls is kind of falling down, but that's because of a air conditioner that's on that wall. If we get the new air conditioner, we can take that off and not have to worry about that wall falling. There's no actual problem of it falling or anything like that. You know, it's not a hazard, but we are maintaining the building to our best abilities with the donations and everything that we were able to obtain.
And so what's keeping you from removing the AC unit now to protect that wall? Is that unit is not working at all?
That unit is working, it's helped keeping the club cool. If we remove that air conditioner without having a new air conditioner to replace that one, then we would,
It get hot in
defeat our purpose. We gotta keep the customers cool. That's one we need
Okay,
air.
so where would the new unit go?
It would go in on the front, that'd be piped into, the club room.
And what does the 8,000 cover? Because it sounds like you're going to have some construction costs over and above. Is that what I understand?
I can add a little bit of that, just because the, Bob, who's been doing the consultation with the people, explained it to me. So what it is that they have, the estimate is for a furnace and the outside unit and ductwork. It's the complete package. He has a guy that's gonna put it in for him,
For that
so it
amount.
won't be extra cost. That way, I guess all they would have to do is get a permit to actually have it put in. Other than that, it would just be them setting the unit and getting rid of the old unit.
So I know in one of our last.
So I'm probably the newest person on the council and I'm less familiar with your establishment. Can you talk to me about some of the stuff that you are doing from the community, from the money that you guys get from the bar?
We have all kinds of events, charitable events that the money goes to. One of the events we have is Friday night steak night that the ladies put on. All their money and proceeds from that go to scholarship funds for people in need. Nearly all of our donations go out to the community. We help support the fire department. There's so many things that it would be a really long list to go into, but we do service our community. We have all kinds of events coming up this month and next month for 9/11 and a couple of other events such as car show. It's bringing people in and keeping them around, keeping them happy.
Any idea, thank you, any idea, say, last year, how much money y'all donated to all the different charities and scholarships and such?
Right offhand, I don't have an idea of that. I can get you that information if you like.
So I was told from Bob, with, secondhand knowledge, but he did say that they bring in about 420,000 a year, and they have at the end, after giving all their donations and everything out, that maybe they have 15,000 left. And they do have 2 employees that are full-time and 4 part-time employees.
Let me just make sure I understand. So income is about 400 and something, and outgoing charitable work is about 15.
No, that what they would have left after everything goes out is about 15.
Their carryover on the year is 15,000. They
So
have
pretty much everything they're bringing in, they're shipping back out into the community.
2 full-time employees, and you said 3?
4.
Oh, 4 part-time, 2 full-time employees. They have $15,000 carryover at the end of the year from the 420 of the gross income.
And y'all also have to pay in dues and things like that to your state organizations and things
Yes,
too,
ma'am.
don't you? Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
there's overhead there for y'all, I know.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
A lot.
And I know you donate a lot you've done a lot for like the Easter egg hunt. You do things for Christmas. You've done things for the trunk or treat. You participate in all the events, the city sponsored events here
Yes,
in
ma'am.
town. I've seen you there.
My daughter went. I mean, I can speak to it. They're charitable events. My youngest daughter went one year with a neighbor girl behind us and her dad down there to one of y'all's events. And somehow both of those girls won a stinking bicycle. I mean, I don't know how many bicycles were there, but how 2 girls that came together both won a bicycle. I was like, because when I got home, my daughter's riding the bike. I'm like, where'd you get that bike? I want it. I'm like, what are you talking about? But anyway, funny story. I mean, so, I know y'all put a lot of events on. So one question I know is brought up, and it may just be a misunderstanding because you just said something about piping in this new air conditioner. So I don't know if maybe this is a self-contained air conditioner, somewhat like what you would see sometimes on a pier and beam home, to where you have floor vents and your air handler and your condenser unit are all in one unit outside, and then the air comes out of that unit and gets piped in. So I think we were all thinking that all that was going to be gotten here was an outside condenser unit. And so our worry was, the reason why we're still here talking about it is we're like, hold up a minute, if they're only getting the condenser unit outside, what's the inside unit? What's the shape of the inside unit? So is this unit all one self-contained unit? Do you have some?
So, the estimates that we got, and of course, this is not the actual model, and it's probably the pricing is different now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it would have to be delivered at that week for it to have been good. However, it does show the furnace, the ductwork, the unit, the 5-ton unit, everything, if you need to see that.
That may be good, because I really think that was sort of what got us to the point of, hang on, what is being bought here?
And
Because
he
we
could
were all in
actually bring
fear.
us 3 different estimates.
Okay, I think we were all in fear as a council, because I wasn't sitting in this seat, I was sitting in that seat at the time, that there was only a condenser unit being bought that was gonna have to be connected to an existing air handler unit inside.
No.
So I think that's the way it was understood to all, because
You're correct, yes, sir.
I think that's what we were understanding. So
Okay.
this sounds like a whole lot.
Whole unit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's great.
And
That's,
we're getting a really good price on
that's
it.
what I think everybody would want you to have. We want to make sure we're protecting you guys
Correct.
by what y'all are getting. So
I
that
understand.
sounds awesome. That's good.
I apologize if I made it sound any
No,
other
you're
way.
okay. It was probably just a misunderstanding on all of our part. Does anybody else have any other questions on
Will
that?
your electrical system, will it be able to handle the load of this new
Yes,
unit?
ma'am.
It will.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure the electrical from the other unit
It's
will
probably worse.
will
because it's
pretty
like
much
a
just be
giant
connected to this
window
one.
unit. It's like huge.
It would be a lot more energy efficient.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. We'll be getting rid of a 440 unit and going to a 220 unit rather than having that surcharge on that 440 when it comes on. That will hopefully drop our electricity bill down too.
Good deal.
I just have one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so, do y'all lease the building or do you own the building and
No,
the
we own the
property?
building. We own the building.
What kind of warranty? What kind of warranty is on this?
Two thumbs up. Appreciate it.
What kind of warranty did you get on this?
I believe it's a 3-year,
3-year, I
3 to
believe.
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes with a warranty. We wouldn't
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Any other questions from the council?
I'll make a motion, we approve the second reading.
I'll second it.
So we had a motion made by Chris, seconded by Robin, to approve second reading of 7A for EDC, making a business improvement donation incentive, I'm sorry. And we probably need to change that in our verbiage, is what was requested. So business improvement incentive of $8,000 for the air conditioning unit. You ready to vote on that?
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
And the vote carries across the board.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all coming and explaining that to us.
Thank you, sir.
And we're excited for y'all to get that air conditioning.
Appreciate it.
So that takes us to old business 7B. Discussion and or take action to approve second reading of EDC give Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful $10,000 for a sign for the entrance to the city. That's going to be the entrance of both ends. And we have Pam Reed with a presentation of Hulk Custom Stoneworks here as well.
I'm sure we're gonna let the stonework people. talk to
Yes,
because they're
I
also-
just wanted to introduce Gary and James from Holt Custom Stoneworks, and they're going to be giving you the presentation that they gave to us in the EDC.
Okay. Hello.
Can I first say that that should be a city enhancement grant, not additional?
Absolutely, we can change
Thank
that.
you.
Yes.
Is there a way to access this computer?
Yeah.
Without losing her?
Well, yes,
She'll be able to see us.
yeah. I'll
We just
yeah,
won't see her.
unplug
Yeah.
that.
Is it easier for a flash drive or by open computer?
Oh, wait, if you leave it, yeah. I mean,
She'll still be able to see us. Yeah. All
they have to be able to see.
right, we're not gonna be able to see you, Jack.
Hold on.
We have-
Hold on. Hold on, Mike.
We have to be, she has to be able, you want to be able to see her though. So can you segregate the TVs and only do it on one?
I don't know, two
I have my laptop, so I can
No.
do the presentation on my
I
laptop.
meant.
I gotta find the
where they're, like,
HDMI.
joined, can you not?
Yeah, I just gotta find the HDMI and run and take the,
Right.
Disconnect that one and put it into his
Yeah,
computer.
that's what I'm getting, yeah.
Oh, boy. Sorry. I tested positive for COVID. I didn't want to come around.
You guys got that version
Thank you for
changed on
staying
my
home.
end for?
do you have an HDMI cable? All right, let me see where this one's gonna, give me a second.
Two should be looped together.
Yeah, they're looped together. I just gotta find it.
Does the person that is presenting just go in the little section right up near the city council and I can see them?
They have a presentation.
Just get real close to Kevin's face? Then they can see him and I can see him? Does that work?
We gotta get him on a computer for his
Yeah, he's got a
presentation.
presentation that he would
Oh, I
like to
see.
show to everybody.
Yeah, but.
Okay. Well, I just gotta track it down, see where it's going.
At the end of the day, if you
We can,
unplug.
if we unplug
if
Jack,
you
put Jack right here.
Well, if you
Well,
unplug that
who
computer
would
from
do
the TV,
that?
she doesn't have to be on the TV.
That
Because
makes
the
no
computer
sense.
screen's gonna stay up.
She has to be able to be
Oh,
like.
got it.
So what if we do her like we did you that day? We put the laptop up there.
Over
facing this way.
right there. I'll have to remember
Well,
that.
that's how we had you.
Yeah, well, but I'm not-
Did you lose the one TV?
Yes, no, I lost, yeah, just one.
Okay, you just lost one, right?
Yep.
We're
Okay.
sorry, public, we're having a little technical difficulty here in
Oh,
Little
careful.
West Walk.
Okay, well,
We'll get there.
you know,
Gotta crawl before you walk.
I was gonna move her, but I figured
oh my gosh, whoever did this. Oh my goodness. I mean, 2,700 times. Okay. This will be fun putting back together.
Well, it's just things that jump out at it.
You know, we are public works, not technical stuff.
You are now, Mike.
Apparently,
Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a raise.
I'm gonna need something. Okay, I think that should be enough.
Plugging into this one?
This will
Yes.
never work again.
As long as you know how you took it apart, and put it back together, right?
Yeah, Michael, get a list right now. You're done.
Did you take pictures?
I just work here, okay?
You're right for business.
What if I heard this?
Is this so you all can see the presentation or me?
So,
No, it's
well,
every-
so that they can see you and the council can see the presentation.
I see. Because someone can just email me the presentation. Mine are complicating things.
Okay, well, thank you guys for bearing with us there. Wanted to first quickly introduce myself and the company and kind of who we are. My name is Gary Schlaholt. I'm the owner of Holt Custom Stoneworks in Emory, Texas. We are a relatively new company, but we come to you with a lot of experience. So I have over 30 years experience in manufacturing. 15 of that is directly with sign manufacturing, and all of it is dealing directly with city councils, architects, designers, contractors, builders, developers, and working on planning and designing. So very familiar with that. James over here is our operations manager. He comes to us with 40 years experience over at L3 as an aircraft mechanic. So his attention to detail is phenomenal. He kind of keeps me in check most of the time. But what we do is, and we're licensed and insured, obviously. What we do is, and what we try doing with our customers, that kind of separates us from everyone else. So we work closely with Mary and Dwayne when we design stuff. So we use and spend a lot of time with our customers to understand what you guys want versus telling you, hey, this is what we do. Here's what we can give you. So we kind of pride ourselves on that aspect of it, to working with you guys and you telling us what you want, and then we build that custom sign for you guys. How we do this, and we're a little bit different than everyone else, but we do modular design. We build everything in-house. So we try keeping everything in my warehouse, and I deliver it straight to the job site, so the install is effortless. For these type of signs, monument signs, we go out there the day before, we dig the hole, we level it, we grade it, we bring that sign, drop it in, and then backfill it, and it's done. So there's no pouring and having concrete trucks coming in and out of there. How we build is custom concrete. So this isn't the concrete you get at Home Depot. This is stuff that I have shipped from Illinois it's fiber enriched. So there's multiple layers of this. We hand carve it. It's able to build vertically. So if you can picture like fiberglass intertwined in there, that's what this concrete is. So you can build it vertically. We can carve it almost into any shape we want. So we can do wood grain, boulders, tree trunks, stumps, make it look however we want. By different tools we use, brushes, trowels, stamps, some different mixes we use. So we can get pretty creative with a lot of this stuff. Finishes, we can get obviously many multitudes of color to make it look like a tree, to make it look like a rock. We also seal it with either a high gloss sealer or a matte finish sealer. So you guys would have that choice as well. Lead times right now, we're kind of getting into that 6 week period, 6 to 8 weeks. I think originally we presented to you guys, it was 3 to 4 weeks. We're a little getting behind here. So now we're at 6 to 8 weeks. And delivery and install, as long as we can get our trailer to these spots, which we talked about, and drop the sign directly on there, the pricing that we originally talked about is still intact. And then we have 2-year warranty with all of our products. I put together a few photos of installs we did recently that will be somewhat similar to some of the stuff that we're doing. For instance, like this base down here, that's what we call our stone matrix base. You can see that. So part of your design has that element in it. So it looks similar to this. So we can come back to these if you have questions later. This is one that shows wood grain. And I don't know if you guys could see very well, but that's kind of a wood grain with some knots on there. The customer wanted tree bark on the back, so we did tree bark in the back and a boulder on the front. This one you guys might be familiar with. We did the veterans over there. But this is just trying to show you the different shapes we can do, and then the style of boulders that we carve. Metal, soon the design we have with you guys is going to incorporate some metal in there. So I want to show you some metal projects that we did. These are some metal signs we did this year. And again, we can come back to those. And this is what we're proposing for you guys. These are the columns that we talked about. This is concrete, carved concrete, but it's going to appear to be wood grain. So we'll have the knots and the coloring, so it looks like timber. This will be a hanging suspended boulder that will be fixed. It's not going to swing. And then the actual catfish capital is metal art. So that's going to be proud of the boulder. We haven't finalized size, but there's a couple different size options we can go with. There's a 6 foot and a 8 foot. Proportion wise, we can go in between, we can go bigger, we can go smaller. So I don't know how deep into the weeds you want to get with this, but we will have a steel structure that is going to be welded inside this. And that's what's going to give everything its rigidity. We'll pour the concrete. You'll see there'll be concrete in these, and then concrete footer. So there's no way it's going to tip over. It'll withstand all the elements and everything. So we can get deeper into that if you guys have questions. This is how the hanging rock, this is a side view of it. So that logo is what you see right here, this piece of metal. So when I said it stood proud, these are standoffs. So it'll actually be mounted into the boulder with usually an inch to inch and a half space between that. And all that color we'll have in there, the red, white, blue, and it'll be different layers. So right now it's priced with 3 different layers of metal. Once we finalize it, we could probably add layers, take away layers, and kind of go from there. But as you guys know, the cost of metal just does this. So pricing, we priced this over a year ago and we kind of tweaked it throughout the last couple of months. But I can get you absolute final pricing if we decide to move forward.
Is your color powder coated?
Yes, all the metal's powder coated. Okay, then the last thing we talked about the last meeting was if we wanted to put a donor, donated by Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful, and where that ought to be located. So this was one example of having it sandblasted on the column. This is an example of having it on top. Two-tone. We can do, we also have a laser engraver, so we can cut acrylic letters and numbers. So this could be metal and acrylic. It will all withstand the elements. And then the last version is a hanging below it. You can see that. That's what I have for you guys.
I was just wondering if I should hold Jack's laptop to where she could.
I have a question.
Sure.
The last meeting we had, we talked about putting, so I didn't see the picture, so maybe you showed it, but a back. So they were just focused on sort of a front facing, so as cars were passing it. Did y'all discuss putting something on the backs of these?
We did not.
One of the sites that we're proposing, if we can ever get with TxDOT, we would only need it on the front. Now, the one over here by the bridge, again, if we can ever get with SRA and talk to them about it, that one we might possibly be able to get Gary to do something on the back. I'm not sure.
We easily can duplicate the front to the back and have it, duplicated on the front.
Just say welcome back or something.
Y'all come back.
Y'all come back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right there at the bridge, as wide as that's getting and it's going out, I don't know that on the back, the other side would really see it, right? I mean, if there's no traffic, you would, but I don't know that that would be much bang for your buck, And what I think we all are fully aware that this is gonna be 4 lanes one day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's gonna put it on the back for nothing. He's not gonna charge you.
Just like you let people walk out the front door for nothing, right? No.
The way we build these, when I mentioned earlier, modular, if you do decide to move them, they'll be easily removable. So we're not burying them in concrete, we're chopping that out and then have to reinstall it. We literally can dig it out, take a forklift, put it on a trailer until you're ready to put it back.
Good.
So Mary, were you thinking about adding your sponsors, the others that have donated to this?
We had
Put it on
talked
here?
about that, and we'll probably talk about it Thursday night, about inviting the MVets, the BFW, American Legion, and certainly putting EDC on there as well. But we haven't decided because we would, of course, have to charge them for Gary to make another place on the bottom.
I can see that, but I think at some point you gotta look at where do you end or where do you stop, because I don't know if it's gonna be big enough that it's gonna be very readable.
And when you're driving 50
Yeah,
miles an hour, you're
yeah.
not gonna necessarily see those, but, I don't know.
I mean,
It's just
I think the gesture is great. If somebody stopped, they would see it, but you're probably not gonna get very much noticeability out of it. If you're putting it on the columns or whatever, because they're just quite frankly not gonna be able to see it. They're only gonna be able to
I would
see the.
probably that top beam would be the.
Yeah, I think the one you showed before that, the Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful, that was probably the coolest
I
one,
think
the
that,
best
yes.
one for that. And you could always put donated by Keep West Walking Beautiful and DC. Something to that,
Sure.
into that
Absolutely.
effect. But I think this is great. We need to figure out how we pair together with SRA and TxDOT and make this thing happen before the cost of materials and labors go up anymore. I'll just tell y'all that that's gonna happen. Some of my quotes for my business, my quotes are, some of them are only good for 7 days, depending on what it is I'm quoting. I have some things that are good for 30 days, so I commend you for saying that you've been able to hold this pricing for us for this long. That's a really cool thing you've done for us, but, we need to figure out how to band together. I guess.
Have we had any?
Well, we're working with TxDOT right now, but we still need to set up a meeting between SRA and I need to get
And that
Dwayne
should
with
be
me
easy.
and let's go down there, yes.
That should be easy. I mean, I know I got 3 numbers in my phone for SRA, and you got more than that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we need to try to get with Dwayne and Mary and
Yeah.
make this happen.
I had planned on Thursday getting with him, see if we could set a date to where we could go together.
Well, I'm gonna employ the 2 of y'all to bug us, to bug Michael and myself as well, to try to help y'all with this. We need to make this happen.
We do.
Right. The money
It's been
is.
10 years in the planning.
Right, the money's being offered. This gentleman and his company have given us a quote, but, we need to make it happen or the money's not gonna be any good because the quote's not gonna be any good. I'm just trying to be quite frank here. So we really need to get this thing off high center and I think you and I have the contacts or the people that we're gonna have to help do this to make this happen for our city.
Can I point something out?
Yes, sir.
Not to point out how cheesy my wife and I are, but we take a lot of back roads when we travel. And if I'm traveling through a small town and I see something like this, the catfish capital of Texas, she will make me get out of the car and take a picture with that sign. I'm telling you right now, that sign right there, once people start seeing this and taking pictures with it, you're going to see our town, which most people don't know about. All of a sudden, they're going, I want to go see this catfish capital.
It's got super.
I feel cheesy when I have to do it. I just want to point that out.
So what did you say was the turnaround time?
Right now, we're at 6 days.
6 days a week. That's what I thought you said.
And, a lot of it is curing time and making sure everything's curing properly and we don't rush that process. And with the humidity right now, it's just taking forever for stuff to dry out. So, each one's a process, so it takes a while. But you did mention one thing that we do on some of our customer stuff is, we can put a QR code or your Instagram or your Facebook all right on that sign to where when people are taking pictures, they're scanning that code right then and there.
That would be important for us. So.
Cool deal.
All right, guys.
I like
appreciate
that.
your time.
I like that idea.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Oh, going on to the tech department, are we? All right. Oh, why not? Okay. I don't think I'm doing that tonight. I'll wait till tomorrow.
I don't think that's OSHA approved.
All right, guys.
We're not OSHA bound.
Shut you down.
So let's look at this item, where we want to go. It's in the council.
So I would like to make a motion to approve item 7B. But I think we need to put a caveat on the end of that to make sure that we have the location sites approved. But I would like to go ahead and approve the money to go ahead with the project.
I just want to confirm about the back. I am hyper focused on making sure there's the decal matching on the back. So is that part of this?
No.
It's not part of it right now.
It's not, but it could be part of it. But I mean, if you think about it, Jack, this sign is gonna be on one side of the highway. So there's probably not gonna be a whole lot that's gonna be able to be seen on the back by, let's say, the other side of the road, right? More especially when we become a 4-lane road, because that's coming. It's gonna be 4 lanes before long. So, I mean, and this is just my personal opinion that I was putting out there. I just don't think it's gonna get that much notoriety.
Well, it's
Because-
also gonna have to be angled.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be sitting square with a highway.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be at a probably some 30, 40-degree
Yeah,
angle.
So you're not gonna see
You're not gonna be able to see the back
Okay.
of it.
Now, if we had this in a median, which you may have seen in some areas, it'd be perfect, front and back.
Yes, of course.
But unfortunately, we're not gonna have that benefit.
Okay, so let me just make sure I understand, because all the ones that I've been looking at and Pinteresting and stuff, they've had a front and back. So did I hear you say there, it's not gonna be straight on, it's gonna be at an angle, so no one will see the back?
No.
That's what I'm hearing? Okay.
Good looking sign.
I'll second Robin's motion.
All right, so we had a motion made by Robin, a second by Chris. We got votes on that.
Leon Meyer.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
And it carried across the board for item 7B.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for your hard
So that
work.
takes us to new business, 8B, discussion and or take action to approve Bibles and burgers to use the park for baptism event on October 5th.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Did you say B? Okay.
Yeah, you reading that now.
Do y'all have any questions? They gave us a little bit of presentation in the beginning under the
I would just need to know what's needed
announcements.
for it. Like, is there anything that you're going to need down there by the water? Like, are you gonna need some trash cans?
No, we'll bring our own trash cans, and we'll go down there and we'll clean up anything that's any trash or anything that's down there. We'll clean up, and we have our own trash bags, own trash cans. We're self-contained. We have canopies, we have generators,
Awesome.
we have a music trailer that'll be coming. We won't bring the shower trailer because, of course, we have
I can make sure that at least 2 of our restrooms are open. They have showers in them.
That would be
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Yes.
And, but we will make sure everything's cleaned up before we leave, and, we pretty much have everything that we need.
I think it's great.
And we did go down when we were going to just kind of see if it would be a workable space for us. The water, he was gonna build some stairs because it's not super easy access down to the
Right.
water. Would that be something that we could take there and
And
then
we'll
use and
take it
remove it?
Right now, it's got a 1-to-1 slope about 50 feet out.
Yeah.
So,
Right,
I mean, it's very gentle.
right, and then, but it's coming off the bank right there. It's just, it's washed out. It's just walking.
Right, that little corner
It's
that's
just
in
a-
the northeast
Right,
corner would be your
right.
best avenue to get down in there.
Okay.
I mean, you could do that, but my concern would also, definitely be safety if you're having to build steps or anything like that. I mean, I think that Public Works, we could probably go down there and taper what we're talking about to make it an easy egress,
Take the 60.
So,
Smooth it out.
and
Yeah,
I think what he's talking about, just make them a somewhat of a slope right
We
there.
could do that too.
Well, our
I know
equipment's
it's
just 100
Okay.
feet away.
I would rather
All right.
see, from the city standpoint, I'd rather see that happen than to have some stairs that are sitting there that could tumble or tip or sink or whatever.
Right.
Somebody trip and fall. We just need to make sure that when this event's getting closer, that we go down there and do it.
All right.
I would actually ask that you guys would call ahead of time and kind of give a reminder and say, hey, I just wanted to make sure that we've gotten the bank ready or we've got the little approach ready for us to get down to the water.
Absolutely.
I would also like to remind everyone, you will have movies in the park on that same
I was
day as
about
well.
to,
Yes.
I was about to say, we'll be out of there before that starts.
Right.
So will you have anyone camping there using
No,
the campsites?
It'll be
or-
from 10 and then by 5 o'clock
Or,
we'll.
or
have everything.
vendors, will you have vendors there?
No, we'll
You'll
have
be
live music
Okay.
there, but, and
Okay.
then we're the ones that bring the food because we're not gonna be selling anything. Everything's free.
How many people do you expect to show up?
I don't know.
We range our normal events.
I'll give you a pretty
We usually prepare for anywhere about 50 for just our 3-hour events. Sometimes we've had more, sometimes we have less. This being more of a community draw, not so focused on the motels and the homeless. This is kind of just we want to invite the community to come out to this free event and just experience, so it's however publicized it can be, is however many people want to come. It's an open space.
Because our
and-
church from Greenville is involved into it, to Crossroads. And, our pastor's one of the speakers that's coming out. We have another pastor that is willing to come out. So
About
his,
7 people altogether to come give a message at different times and have some live music in between speakers and just fellowship. So we really can't say for sure how many would come.
What time did you say? From what time to what
from
time?
like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Is it rain or shine?
Absolutely. The way we see it is we have our canopies and, the Lord endured a lot for our sake, so we can endure for his as well.
And we're baptizing them, they're gonna get wet.
They're gonna get wet anyways, as long as there's some lightning or thunder.
Yeah, if it starts lightning, then
Of
we need to go
course,
out there.
safety comes first. But, And we do run on strictly donations, so we weren't sure about a cost for being present that day. There was some mention, so I don't know what that would look like. And again, just keeping in mind that everything is free and everything is run on donations.
Just to touch on that I told them we would have to go before the council for that because typically we charge for the park. So only the
That's
council.
fine, we're willing to pay, we're not trying to get anything
For free, but just, we are.
I mean, we can't rent the whole park, I don't think.
That would be a bit of our, they said 600 for
Yeah.
the whole park, and that's a bit above our reach.
I think y'all are probably more than likely gonna be mostly set up
Down by
down there
the
on the curve, right?
Right.
Sure, in the
I'm
grass.
guessing you're gonna have your trailer probably will be, they're probably where they usually do the weigh-in
Yes.
trailers,
Yes,
I'm guessing.
in that little loop down at the corner.
And you're doing generators, you're not gonna use any
Yeah,
electricity.
you're not
Right.
using any
Right.
electricity, and I mean, I'm guessing you're gonna
And
have
we
some
do
people
have
probably go
canopies
set
and
up. Yeah,
stuff
I mean, they might go
ourselves.
set on some picnic tables underneath one of the pavilions, or a couple of pavilions,
Right.
I'm guessing, I don't know.
Do you guys usually have a cleanup deposit?
No,
And we
We
would
should.
completely clean up after ourselves. We always do.
That's always, if you had a cleanup deposit, I would say y'all could do that and
Yeah,
then
we don't have-
refund it when you prove that you have
Sure.
cleaned
Yeah,
up. But
no, that's
that-
fine.
That would be an ordinance we'd have to pass.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an
Is that a
ordinance we need to
problem?
pass.
no,
You'll forget about it tomorrow.
thanks. Listen, I think this is a great thing, but it was not in my purview to say, yes, you can use the park. That's you guys. So
Well, I'll make a motion.
Council's
Are you ready?
decision.
I'm sorry. You
Yes,
ready for
ma'am.
me? I'll make a motion to approve Burgers and Bibles to use the park for baptism event October 5th, 2024.
No cost.
I'm sorry,
No cost.
at no cost.
At no cost.
At no
there you
cost.
go.
All right, thank you
Thank you very much.
Do I have a second?
I'll second, go ahead.
Yeah, guys, that live.
All right, so motion was made by Robin, and it was seconded by Leon to allow Bibles and Burgers to use the park at no cost on October 5th. I got
Thank
some
you.
votes.
Leon,
You're
I.
welcome.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
Motion carried across the board. So now we can go to the letter B. Number 8D. So we need to call for a special election for the city council place 1 to be held Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. These are just things that we have to make sure we discuss, okay? And then we're gonna go to HC, so we'll call for the general election for city council place 2, council place 3, and mayor to be held Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. That'll take us to item 8D, discussion and/or take action to approve cyber liability and data breach response interlocal agreement with Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool.
Before you go there, can I make a comment here? Isn't it place 2 and 4?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
2 and
Did I
4?
read it wrong?
No,
No,
one
you
year.
mentioned place 1 because it's a 1 year.
1 year,
1 year.
1 year
Yeah,
for
one's
one,
right,
but
and then it should be 2.
but
Four.
place 2 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna
That's
have two, yeah, oh, you are right, 2 and 4.
Mhm.
We have that on.
And those
Good call.
we voted on.
I thought y'all was trying to get rid of Jack.
No, it's just calling.
Y'all might be trying to.
I thought I heard a noise coming from the laptop.
Can we amend that?
We can amend the place
We'll
4.
make a motion to amend and then we,
So,
clarity. but we do have to vote on it, because I think we've got to get it to the county, so.
For place one, do we have a vote for that?
I
on
make a
item
motion.
B?
Mayor's on there.
Yeah.
Mayor's on C.
Yeah, it's on C. There's, all of the general election is on C. That's a special election on B.
I make a motion, we approve B. We gotta do them separately, right?
Yeah, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Robin. You got votes on that?
Leon Myers.
Robin Myers,
Chris Burkett.
I'll make a motion on,
Oh,
sorry.
Jack O'Connell.
Sorry, Judge.
Carried across the board. Now you got item C.
I'll make a motion to approve, item 8C with the amendment to read council place 4.
She's gonna have to, she's going to reset it up.
Okay.
She's going to reset it up.
Right.
And I looked it down.
We can carry on with it.
She has to, wait, does she have to read? Is that what the deal?
So I can't launch the meeting again?
You should be able to, yeah.
Sorry about that. That was my fault. I wanted to make sure you could see.
But the secretary would have to know.
So there was a temporary disruption. Apologies.
Okay. We got a motion for item 8C, right?
With the amendment.
With the amendment of place 4 instead of place 3.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Robin, seconded by Chris. We got votes.
Leon Myers.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
Carried across the board. So now we're gonna go for the cyber liability. I was gonna go through them all. And ask for votes. I'm asked for votes individually. I was just gonna
Oh,
read
okay, I see.
since they were all listed as such. So item 8D, I've already read that one. You all may read that again? Anybody have any questions about it?
What exactly is this?
I can explain it. So we typically carry cyber liability under our general liability, but with the extensive, throughout the whole pool, extensive cyber liability claims, they had to break off and do the cyber fund itself. So this is us just enrolling into the cyber fund, just as if we've done with all of the other funds for our liability insurance.
So they can charge more.
But our insurance went way up.
There wasn't a cost increase for it.
Sure.
They didn't say specifically there was an increase, but they did break it into, it's its own category now.
So still part
And
of the
if we
same
don't,
budget?
yes, so if we do not enroll in it, then we will lose the cyber liability.
They're hoping that cities
Yeah.
don't do it, fail and enroll, so they can not.
I got a vote on that one?
Leon Myers.
Robin Myers.
Did you make a motion?
We didn't make a
Oh, we didn't make a
Got it,
motion.
got it. Got it, somebody bring it in.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
I heard voting. We got a vote. I voted.
I didn't know I had to leave it in the water.
Huh?
Go ahead. Anybody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion, we accept.
I'll
Got a
second.
second? Motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon.
Leon Myers.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
Carried across the board. All right. So now we go to 8E, discussion and or take action to name Mary Chumley as Assistant Secretary, City Secretary.
And I may speak on that. Because right now, Kim is sort of, we'll call a leave of absence right now. She's dealing with some things. You're required to have a city secretary present during your meetings. And Mary has been doing so much with your everything, honestly. Mary has been doing so much. She's always done your accounts payable, but she has been already pinch hitting on so much in this city. I talked to Kevin about this. I was like, hey, you've got to name her as an interim so that we can go forward tonight. And so we've talked about it a little, and I think that Mary is your absolute best fit. You guys are right in the middle of budget And she has been wonderful, trying to find everything, drinking from a fire hose. So that's kind of what we're doing here, so.
And I do want to add too, she's had some really good support from her other office buddies.
Oh.
This team has been doing a really good job together up here.
I would like to say from a department head standpoint, she is doing a phenomenal job. All the ladies are, but she has really proven to have what it takes to do it. So I'm grateful that I have her right now.
And keep in mind, as with our city, it's like we said, it's a must. It keeps us legal and keeps us there to have a city secretary. So it's required. So, however we want to do that, you said interim.
So do we
gotta
need to,
listen
do we need to budget
assistant.
some money into the budget to pay for her to go to training? Do you need
She's
to-
already
She's
signed. She's already
You've already
cross-trained.
done
She's already signed up for some training. You
Okay,
got
good.
training that's scheduled.
October 16th.
Yeah,
November
October
26th.
16th. She's got that one's going to be a pretty good training, I think.
I will say that you guys have done in general a really good job of cross-training everybody.
Yes.
So all of the people that work in-house can do parts of everybody's job. And that's really beneficial because I've seen some really bad things when something happened, they're gone and everybody's just trying to figure out what the passwords are, you know?
Can
And-
can just
I
say this
have two
thing?
questions. Number one, Mary, do you want this job? Do you want this responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. And then number two, oh gosh, number two just went out of my head. Give me a minute.
COVID brain.
And I did have conversations.
Thank you. Sorry. Number two is this a temporary placement or no matter what happens, this is her new role moving forward?
I think in the conversations that Lee and I had, this would be her new role moving forward. And that's why we were saying assistant city secretary, right? And whatever transpires beyond that, then we go there.
And I guess, I mean, if Mary wanted to step down and was like, this is terrible, I don't want to do this anymore, that would be something. But yeah, I would think that this is something you would want to do going forward.
Any other questions on TV?
I just wanted to say how wonderful our experience has been, because literally we called a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, to try to get all our information and ducks in a row, and everyone in this office has been outstanding in assisting us and getting us here this rapidly. Like, it has moved so quickly to our pleasing, like really to move forward and get everything that we need to have happen. It was just outstanding.
Y'all please pass some of this on to Tammy tomorrow, please.
Yeah, outstanding.
No, we're not going to tell her.
'Cause y'all been doing a good job. I really have. All of you.
Anybody else want to see this?
I've seen
Y'all want to see? Oh, that's great.
And I was going to remind you guys, you're still doing general fund budget, so that will be another place where you can ensure that
Okay.
there's
it.
money.
That would be covered. So do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Mary Chumley as Assistant City Secretary.
I'll second it.
Yay!
About time to do something up there.
All right, I have to look back, see if you're there.
We got folks on
Leon Myers.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
that? Carried across the board. All right, that's gonna take us to item F. That's 8F. 8F, discussion and or take action on appointing a mayor pro tem. This was asked to be on the agenda by some council members, so I'm gonna turn it over to council.
I'll make a motion, we make Chris the mayor pro tem.
Are you in favor of that?
Yeah.
All right, I'll second it.
Can you hear us over here?
Here.
Okay, she heard you.
Say that again. Sorry.
Leon made a motion that make Chris mayor pro tem, and Robin seconded that.
So Robin, are you This is just temporary until the election. You're not running again.
Well, no, it's Chris. Chris is gonna be
Chris.
Mayor Pro Tem. Leon made the
Yeah.
motion,
Oh,
Robin seconded it. So I
You'll have to
didn't,
do it
you
again
didn't-
at the election.
yeah,
after
but
the
you didn't
election.
say, I was wanting to make sure you didn't have any discussion items on it before I asked for.
oh. I couldn't quite hear you. Yeah. She's just filling me in. I got it.
Yes, ma'am.
But I do not want to be Mayor Pro Tem to clarify that. I do not.
Okay, so we got the votes, or we got the motion and the second. We got votes on that?
Leon Meyer.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
You're gonna get a shit storm on social media, Chris. Jack O'Connell.
Carried across the board. Takes us to number 9, citizens input for non-agenda related items. Do we have anybody?
We do, we have one that I know of.
Complainer.
You're a citizen, ma'am, you got the right to speak.
Huh?
I said, you're a citizen, you got the right to speak.
Okay. The house across the street from me did not mow for a year and a half. Their hedges are to their roof. If it was grass, I wouldn't care, but it's weeds. And when your weeds get knee and waist high, he did mow at the end of July, but he couldn't mow the whole front yard. And it's already grown up as high as it was. And the neighbor beside me didn't mow until the end of July. I'm tired of fighting weeds. I'm old. I've cleaned my flower beds 4 times trying to keep the weeds out. So when the wind blows, the seeds come in my yard, in my flower beds. And the people that lived in the double wide moved out, and there's furniture, you name it, the trash man is not gonna take it. It's a whole bunch. And I know they know better. Yep. Okay, so there I said it, and if they get mad, I don't care.
Would you mind telling us what neighborhood you're talking about?
Shenandoah.
Oh.
Oh, and I got rebar showing too, with some potholes, but I already told you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this one going to the Delmar?
Was that all?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
you want me to keep going?
No, you got your right to speak. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to try to give
That's
anybody
all
else.
I'm gonna complain about today.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you speaking up.
Did she feel like she?
No, we'll get her to fill out.
Will you send an email to our code enforcement officer?
To me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
We
know.
can get you
if
an email, because if you'll kind of alert us, we'll start. I know. We'll get after it.
I don't know what to email it.
We'll get you one for you, yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yeah, I will.
Was there any other non-related agenda, citizens input for non-related agenda items?
Very exciting.
I make a motion with adjourn.
You didn't
Yes.
ask you that.
He
You
knew
gotta
where-
wait, you gotta wait till he calls
he
for
knew
it.
where we were going. Do we have a motion for number 10?
Make a motion with adjourn.
There you go. I'll say.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Leon to adjourn. We got votes on that?
Oh, Leon Meyer.
Chris Burkett.
Jack O'Connell.
That's it?
Passed across the board.
All right, I messed this up once before. Let's see here.
We will see.